The other day, Ontario Premier Doug Ford announced that he would be starting a committee to look into long-term care facilities in Ontario, whether they're being managed right, whether things need to be done differently. Because, of course, we know that the elderly are the most vulnerable to the coronavirus, and there have been some particular challenges at these long-term care facilities. Well, good on the Premier for doing this. Opposition parties, they're upset. They say we need a public inquiry because that way the government doesn't have control of it. All right, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Doug Ford says, well, no, those inquiries, they take like 2 years, but I want recommendations in 2-3 months. That's his argument. We can split hairs. Over all of this, bottom line, they're going to get some answers on this and hopefully improve things. Fair enough. But what about the economy overall? What about a committee? What about a commission? What about a panel of experts on that? Why are we not seeing any province or the federal government really say we are taking jump-starting the economy seriously? We haven't heard those notes sounded yet. We haven't heard them sounded enough or loud enough. Independent Senator Doug Black from Alberta actually has proposed an economic recovery council to the Prime Minister in an open letter to Justin Trudeau. So far, Trudeau has not taken him up on that offer, not even taken that ball, run with it, and turn it into his own and create something. There's been no such committee or panel convened, nothing that is front and center to tell Canadians we have the top business leaders and minds together to try and jumpstart the economy once again. Because every day there's bad news. The latest one, Canada Mortgage Housing Corporation saying up to 20% of mortgages could be in arrears. Many Canadians could soon lose their homes if things continue chugging along at the pace they're on. This is a 5-alarm fire. It must be dealt with. We need to see the same urgency addressing the economy as we do the long-term care facilities. And it's disappointing that no premier, not the federal government, they are failing to lead on this. It's like they somehow think, well, let's not move too fast. Let's be cautious, steady as she goes. I don't think that's the right attitude right now, particularly since the original rationale and justification for the lockdowns, which was to not overrun the ICUs and the medical systems, that's been accomplished. So now the onus is on officials every day to say, we've accomplished our primary goal. Now, can you explain to us why we are not working to aggressively reboot the economy? Look, you know that I'm in support of all these distancing measures and that the new normal, well, we're going to be doing things differently than they were before. Enhanced hygiene will be a part of our daily affairs. I'm not calling to go back to exactly the way things were before, but we see that the job losses, the businesses closing, these are very real, and we're all going to be sharing in the pain. It's time to convene some sort of commission, panel, working group, send the signal that businesses and getting back to business is a priority. I think the federal government was right to appoint Perrin Beatty from the Canadian Chamber of Businesses to step forward and be one of the individuals who was spearheading the production efforts to get manufacturers to retool their lines to create masks and ventilators, much needed medical supplies. That was great when they did that. It really sent an inspirational message across the country. Let's send that same inspirational message now when it comes to the economy as a whole.